The man in front of us has spotted something.
So best zone of the park. This area is with the female tiger territory.
A few deer are on high alert and watching very closely what is happening around them. Let's find the tiger in one of India's most legendary jungles. Come with us to Ranthambore. Hi, travel heads. We've just landed in India and are now heading from New Delhi Airport to Hazrat Nizamuddin Railway Station, where we'll catch our train to Sawai Madhopur, the gateway to Ranthambore National Park. On the way to the train station, we get our first glimpse of the real India. The ride to the train station takes about 60 minutes. You can expect costs of around $9.50. When we arrived at the train station, we had to wait for 2 hours. There were plenty of places to sit, but none of them were air-conditioned. There were security check facilities, but as you can see, you could just walk right past them. Kind of weird. The departure was a bit chaotic because we were not yet familiar with the train system and the order of the carriages. We traveled in a Jancha Tabda express train in chair car class. Our carriage was similar to the regional trains that are common in Europe. We drove for almost 4 hours and 30 minutes. After the long flight, it was kind of exhausting. Unlike many trains in Europe, we arrive here punctually at 5:13 p.m. By the way, we were amazed at how many carriages Indian trains have. Look at this! Totally crazy. So here we are in Sawai Madhopur, the place where Ranthambore National Park is located and where you can see wild tigers. The wildlife starts right here at the train station. Several rhesus monkeys live here. Sometimes they even like to pick fights with the stray dogs. Just before I started filming, this monkey gave the dog a little pat on the head and was now waiting for its reaction. The journey from the train station to our hotel was not particularly long. It took just under 20 minutes. After a short ride in our Uber, we arrived at the Tiger Den Resort. It is a peaceful jungle retreat that blends comfort with an authentic wildlife atmosphere. Come with me and let's check out our room. This is a really relaxed setting after a long safari day, don't you think? We also really liked our room. It was big enough, clean, and the bathroom was also in good condition. The hotel also offers a pool for relaxation. The entire complex is very clean and beautifully landscaped. Their restaurant served delicious local food for everyone, and afterwards, you could round off the evening perfectly with a Kingfisher beer. And for those of you who like to bring souvenirs, they have their own shop here. The second day in India started at 5 a.m. Our safari was scheduled to begin at 6:15, and we still had a walk of just under 20 minutes ahead of us. The streets are poorly lit, and as we learned afterwards, it's not advisable to walk along the wall here. Tigers have been spotted outside the national park zones. It is now 6 a.m., and we arrive at the meeting point, the Ranthambore National Park Gate. There were already a few tourists waiting at the parking lot. In Ranthambore National Park, you can take private tours in a Jeep or in a Canter with about 20 people. We decided on a Canter because there were only Jeep tours available in Zone 8. This is a buffer zone a little further outside, and Zones 3 and 4 were still available for today when you book a Canter tour. The park is split up into 10 different safari zones. To give you a quick overview of the zones, we're going to begin with what are famously known as the core zones. These are basically the original heart of the park's safari area. And then there are the outer zones. Zones 6 to 10 were added to the tourist map a bit later, and they offer a really different kind of safari experience. The main difference here is really a logistical one. To get to zones 6 to 10, your Jeep actually has to drive through the old city of Sawai Madhopur to a completely different set of park gates. But let's be crystal clear about one thing. Every single one of these 10 zones is an active tiger territory. It is definitely advisable to book early. We have linked a few tours in the description, so feel free to use this link because not only will you find the tours we show you here, but you will also be supporting our channel. By the way, on the day of booking, we also received the driver's WhatsApp contact details, which allowed us to coordinate with him. You will also be given the number of the Canter and the license plate number so that you can find it quickly. Now we are ready to go and full of hope to see some tigers. At the beginning, you drive quite a distance from the parking lot before the individual turnoffs to the zones begin. The landscape is quite impressive and well maintained. You immediately get the feeling that you are now driving deep into the Indian jungle. Be sure to keep your eyes open along the way because the tigers could be anywhere. After about a 10-minute drive, you will reach a second parking lot. From here, you can go directly to the various zones. Our zone for the morning safari will be zone number 3.
We are going to zone number 3. So best zone of the park. Okay. So total park area 1,734 square kilometer divided by 10 zones. So 1 to 5 entry this area side and 6 to 10 different area side. And we can see different type of animal: spotted deer, sambar deer, leopard, hyena, jackal, caracal, blue bull, sloth bear, and tiger, and different type of birds and different type of trees. And very important rules of the park: don't throw wrapper, pouch, bottle, no smoking, no talking. Keep quiet, please. Okay? Please keep your hand inside the vehicle. And when you want picture, you ask me, you ask Rajendra. So vehicle is stop. Okay? So morning time is a good time of the tiger. So we are first try for tiger. Okay? So this area is a Riddhi female tiger territory. So Riddhi with 3 cubs. So good chance for Riddhi. Okay?
That sounds promising. Tiger Riddhi with 3 cubs would really be the jackpot today. Let's start our safari in Zone 3. Here in Ranthambore, the dry, sparse forest makes it much easier to spot tigers than in the dense jungle of other parks. They are even active during the day, which is extremely unusual for tigers. That's why a morning safari has such good chances of success. We have been driving for 20 minutes now, and apart from a few deer, there hasn't been much to see. The guide explains why we sometimes have to stop for longer at certain places.
Deer, sambar deer, monkey, blue bull, see the tiger, see the leopard, give a warning call, different type of noise. Without warning call, without footprint, very less chance. So we stop some places, so waiting for warning call. So this area is a Riddhi tiger territory and 1 male tiger, Ganesh. Number of the male tiger 120. this area is a completely territory. So zone number 3 part and some part zone number 4, some part zone 2, 120. 3 months old. So sub-adult cubs. 2 male, 1 female cubs.
While waiting for a warning call, we spotted an Indian peafowl. But unfortunately, nothing else to see, so we're moving on.
Beautiful lake. This is Rajbagh Lake. And beautiful bird. So this is a water snake bird, Indian darter. So open the wings. And blackwing stills. Lapwing, grey heron.
A very good place where we could see nearly all the birds of Ranthambore at once and observe them at the same time. Also, a spotted deer was watching us, and a gray francolin ran in front of our canter. The tour continued along the lake, and just a few meters further on, we saw the next animals. A painted stork sat relaxed on the shore enjoying the view, while a few crocodiles swam in the water a little further away. One reason why Zone 3 is so popular is the Yogi Mahal next to Padam Talo Lake. In this picturesque setting, many tourists manage to take a photo of this impressive sight, while tigers linger at the lake to drink. Unfortunately, we only saw a black-headed ibis here. There were no tigers to be seen here either, so we headed straight for the next lake, as this is where the chances are greatest. The man in front of us then became alert because he saw something in the distance. The Indian wild boar. Powerful, unpredictable, and one of the few animals that can seriously injure a tiger. The clearly visible mane on their backs distinguishes wild boars from their counterparts in Europe. They are among the most intelligent mammals in the world. A really nice sighting at a great setting. A few meters further on, we came across another beautiful lake. We watched the scenery and spotted a few crocodiles swimming by. As we continued our search for the tigers, we passed some Hanuman langurs. Hanuman langurs are one of the most important early warning systems in Ranthambore. When they spot a tiger or leopard, they climb to high branches and give loud, sharp alarm calls. Safari guides listen for these calls to track predators. They are named after the Hindu monkey god Hanuman, and many locals consider them holy and protect them. Their tail can be longer than their body and is used for balance in trees and visual communication within the group. I simply love to watch monkeys. But right next to us, an Indian peafowl was calmly walking by, and because there were no alarm calls at all, we knew it's time to move on. About a 5-minute drive, and suddenly we had to think back to a few hours earlier that morning.
Give a warning call, different type of noise. Without warning call, without footprint, very least chance.
And then things got crazy. A few deer are on high alert and watching very closely what is happening around them. But to our surprise, it wasn't a tiger that caught the deer's attention. It was actually a leopard. We really didn't expect that at all. An absolutely rare sighting. Only around 40 to 50 individuals live in and around the park, and they are much more active at night and early morning, which is why sightings are so rare. While the tiger rules the lakes, the leopard owns the shadows of Ranthambore's cliffs.
Leopard.
That was the absolute highlight of the tour so far, but we actually came here for the tigers. The guides got in touch with each other, and apparently one of them gave a tip. Unfortunately, the first 2 tracks were unsuccessful. At the third point, however, we were able to catch a glimpse from very far away. The jeeps were able to get much closer than we could because this part of the zone is not open to Canter. We were really very far away from our spot. The tiger was almost impossible to see with the naked eye, and even with zoom, it was difficult. But we did manage to take a few shots. Do you think this counts as a tiger sighting? Let us know in the comments. On our way out of the park, we came across a crocodile striking a magnificent pose for us. A beautiful sight, isn't it? Unfortunately, we didn't get to see more tigers on the morning safari, but we still have a chance on the second one in the afternoon. Of course, it could be a lot worse. Seeing a leopard and a tiger from a distance is pretty good. We even managed to get some great shots of Hanuman langurs at one of the parking lots. In general, I can recommend that you keep your eyes open when you leave the park. When you see our afternoon safari, you will know why. By the way, if you like our content, please leave us a like, subscribe, and enable the notification bell. This will help our channel, and you won't miss a new video. Thank you very much. When we reached the exit, it was around 9 o'clock, and the temperature had risen to a scorching 104 degrees Fahrenheit, or 40 degrees Celsius. So we hurried back to the resort to enjoy a few hours in the shade and relax a little. The next safari in the afternoon was about to start at 3 p.m. If you want to know how our trip to India continues, or how our afternoon safari went, then click here to watch the videos. And if the second video hasn't been published yet, then subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it.